אנחנו מתחילים ללמוד את פרק ד' של מגילת אסתר. אתם זוכרים שפרק ג' הסתיים, finished, עם הגזירה של המן להשמיד את כל היהודים, וכל היהודים הם עכשיו עצובים, והמן ואחשוורוש הם שותים יין, וכל העיר שושן לא יודעים מה קורה. ועכשיו הפרק הזה מתחיל בניגון של איכה. This starts with איכה, that's why הדגשתי הרבה מהמילים, כי יש יותר ניגון של איכה בפרק ד' משיש בשאר כל המגילה. יש פסוק שלם, פסוק א', וחצי פסוק ג', ועוד כמה מילים בסוף הפרק. ומרדכי ידע את כל אשר נעשה, ויקרא מרדכי את בגדיו, וילבש שק ואפר, ויצא בתוך העיר, ויזעק זעקה גדולה ומרה. עכשיו מרדכי יודע למה כל הדברים האלה קרו. למה אסתר היא בארמון המלך? הוא לא הבין למה כל זה קרה, אבל עכשיו הוא מתחיל להבין. And he heard everything that happened and began to understand why Esther had been chosen as the queen. He tears his garments. Remember, we saw in the smart board about Avelut that that's one of the signs of mourning. He wanted everybody to know that he was in mourning. He wore sackcloth and ashes, and he went around the city, wasn't hiding it, and he cried a long and bitter cry. We'll come back to this because this is going to be the 10th of the Divrei Torah that we're going to learn later on. Vayavo, we go back to the regular melody. Nigun Ragil Shel Megillat Esther. Mordechai bach ad lifnei sha'ar hamelech ki ein lavo el sha'ar hamelech belavush sak. As Mordechai chazar el hasha'ar, aval hu lo yachol likanes el hasha'ar. He wasn't able to go all the way to the gate of the king because you weren't allowed to go there unless you were well dressed. ובכל מדינה ובכל מדינה מקום אשר דבר המלך ודעתו מגיע. Everywhere that they saw the decree of the king, אבל גדול ליהודים, וצום ובכי ומספד, שק ואפר יוצא לרבים. The Jews were in Avelut in mourning, and they were fasting, and they were crying, and they were mourning, and they were wearing sackcloth and ashes. The entire nation was feeling the mourning. Pasuk Daled, Vatavona. There's a Ktiv Ukri. It's written like this, but it is pronounced like this. Na'arot Esther v'sariseha vayagidu la. Hana'arot hashfachot shel Esther ba'u v'higidu la. Masha Mordechai said, they told her what Mordechai was doing. Vatitchalchal hamalka me'od. So she was very, very worried, very upset. Vatishlach begadim lehalbish et Mordechai ulahasir sako me'alav v'lo kibel. He shalcha begadim al Mordechai v'hu lo ratza lekabel otam. He refused to wear the better clothes that she sent him. Vatikra Esther lahatach misarisei hamelach asher he'emid lefaneha vatitzavehu el al Mordechai ladat mazeh ve'al mazeh. He lakcha et Hatach. Hatach was one of her servants. Some say that he was Daniel, who had a book named after him in Tanakh, and she sent him to Mordechai to find out what was going on. Vayetzei Hatach el Mordechai el rechov ha'ir asher lefnei sha'ar hamelech. So he went to Mordechai, to the street before the gate of the king, because again Mordechai wasn't allowed to go in there dressed as he was. Vayagid lo Mordechai et kol asher karahu v'yet parashat hakesef. So Mordechai told him everything which happened, along with the amount of money. Asher amar Haman hispu, which Haman said lishkol, to pay, same root as shkalim. We'll see later, this is going to be Devar Torah number 11. Al ginezei hamelech ba-Yehudim la'abedam od pam, ze katuv kacha, v'korim et ze kacha. The money that he gave Achashverosh, or promised to give Achashverosh, to destroy the Jews. V'yet patshegen kitav hadat, asher nitan b'shushan lahashmidam natan lo. And he gave Hatach a copy of the decree. L'harot et Esther u'lahagid la, to show Esther and to tell her. Uletzavot aleha lavo el hamelech lehitchanen lo ulevakesh milafanav al amah. V'achshav hu rotzeh she'Esther yavo el hamelech, tavo el hamelech, v'tagid lo shehu tzarich lahatzil et hayudim, asur lo laharok et hayudim. Mordechai, through Hatach, was commanding Esther to go to the king and beg for the life of her people. And you know, אנחנו יודעים שתמיד Esther עשתה מה שמרדכי רצה. אבל פתאום, suddenly, זה לא כל כך פשוט. והיא לא מסכימה ללכת. She is not going to agree to go. פסוק ט' Vayavo Hatach Vayaged li'Esther et divrei Mordechai Hatach ba el Esther v'higid lama Mordechai amar. He says you should go to the king. Vatomer Esther lahatach vatitzavehu el Mordechai v'hi ona. She answers, Kol avdei hamelech ve'am midinot hamelech yodim asher kol ish ve'isha asher yavo el hamelech el hachatzer hapnimit asher lo yikarei achat dato lehamit levad me'asher yoshit lo hamelech et sharvit hazahav v'chaya va'ani lo nikreti lavo el hamelech ze shloshim yom. He amra lo, kol echad yodea shemi shenichnas el hamelech el hechatzer hapnimit, to the inner chamber, ve'hamelech lo karalo hu miyad horgim oto. Anybody who goes in without permission to the inner court gets killed. Rak hamelech yachol lahatzil otam imhu moshit lahem et shavit hazahav. The king can save them by stretching out his golden scepter. V'hamelech lo bikesh mimeni lavo l'shloshim yom kvar. The king hasn't asked for me in 30 days. Who knows if he even still likes me, let alone loves me. Vayagidu leMordechai et divrei Esther, as amru leMordechai et hatshuva shel Esther. And he couldn't believe shehi lo rotza la'asot ma shehu bikesh lahatzil et ama. How could she say no to me? She's always listened to me. Vayomer Mordechai lehashiv el Esther v'humer tagidu leEsther kacha. Tell Esther this. He can't go to her in the palace, so it's got to be through messengers. Al tidami v'nafsheich Lihimalet Beit HaMelech Mikol HaYehudim Al Tachshavi She'im At Nish'eret Beit HaMelech At Tish'ari B'chayim Ka'asher Kulanu Meitim. Don't think that you will be able to survive in the palace while all the other Jews are killed. Ki im hacharesh tacharishi ba'et hazot im at nish'eret b'sheket. If you remain quiet now, revach ve'hatzalah ya'amod la'yehudim mimakom acher. Salvation, hatzalah, will come to the Jews from another place. Give you one guess what that other place is. It is Hashem. The at uveit avich tovedu. But you and your father's house will be destroyed. Umi yodeya im le'eit kazot higaat lamalchut. Who knows? Maybe this is the whole reason why you became the queen. Vatomer Esther lehashiv el Mordechai. As Esther notenet lo od tshuva sofit, the final answer. Lech kinos et kol haYehudim hanimtzeim b'Shushan. Gather all the Jews. Te'asov et kol haYehudim. Vitzumu alai, and fast. V'al tochelu v'al tishtu. B'li ochel, b'li mashkaot. Shaloshet yamim la'ila v'yom. 3 full days and nights. Gaman even arotai. Atzum kein anachnu gam kein. Natsum. Uvechein avo el hamelach asher lo chadat. And then I will go to the king, neged hadat, against the law, neged hachok. V'chasher avadeti. And when I am lost, I am lost. Im yaharguoti, ani emsor et nafshi. B'shvil ami, I will sacrifice my life for my family. Vaya avor Mordechai. Mordechai avar. Vaya as v'hu asa. Kechol asher tzivita alav Esther. Hu asa kol ma she'Esther amra. Hu asafet haYehudim. Hem hitpalelu. Hem tzamu. V'gam Esther asta kein. Kihi ratzta lehitkonen hayta la tochnit. She had a plan, and this was part of it. The Jews had to be behind her, davening and fasting, and then she had a plan on how to deal with the king and how to deal with Haman. We only hope that it works. And now on the next screen you will see the Divrei Torah for this perek and which pasuk they are connected to. The 12th one is going to be on pasuk Yud Zayin. Dvar Torah number 10, Spar Eser. Bepasuk Aleph katuv sheMordechai tza'ak ze'aka gedola umara. Mordechai cried a great and bitter cry. Bamidrash katuv shehaya ben adam acher shetza'ak gam kein tza'aka gedola umara. V'zeh haya Esav ka'asher Yaakov lakach et habrachot. Hu tza'ak v'hu bacha v'katuv tza'aka gedola umara. And even though Esav deserved, even though he deserved not to get the brachot, and Yaakov was supposed to get them, Lefia Midrash, Hatza'aka shelo hayta lemala bashamayim, v'zeh haya ki'ilu mechakeh, shetzrichim la'asot mashahu, something will have to be paid for causing him that pain. And it was generations later that the tza'akah of Mordechai had to be paid to make up for the tza'akah of Esav. Remember, Esav was the grandfather of Amalek. Dvar Torah Mispar Achadasar, the 11th Dvar Torah on the Megillah, Pasuk Zayin Katuv, Shahaman Amar Lishkol Kesef Neged HaYehudim. He would pay money. And remember we said, Shehashkalim mimachtzit hashekel shel bnei Yisrael heim amdu lanu neged hakesef shel Haman. V'Hashem amar ani avakesh mi bnei Yisrael latet machtzit hashekel lifnei shehaman shokel shkalim negdam. I will have bnei Yisrael give half shkalim way before Haman does, and that was both in history and also in the month, because Purim, this part of the story, Haya be Nisan, and Shkalim were given beginning in Adar. Ulivasof, finally, Advar Torah ha'acharon b'perek hazeh,